Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 116th for September 20th, 2025, or September 19th, whenever this gets published. I'm your host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by one very special person. Hello, Jack. How are you doing today?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. We got a pretty chill episode. Next week is Tokyo Game Show, reportedly also a State of Play, which we'll probably get into in a bit. Going to be pretty busy next week, but right now it's a very chill week, very, very light news, but we'll find a way to talk about what we do have. We got some interesting topics here. I'm ready to get into it when you are, Jack.
Yep, let's go.
Right, but real quick, actually, before we even get into it, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every other podcast platform under the sun, we are on them. Like us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, and also leave us a review, some comments, ratings. Helps us out a ton. Anyways, let's just get right into the news. Like I said, pretty light news week. I think everyone's kind of preparing for Tokyo Game Show. I'll ask you that right now, Jack. How are you feeling about TGS this year? You think it's going to be a good one? You think we're going to get a lot of interesting announcements, or you think it's just going to be business as usual?
Probably just business as usual. I think we'll get a lot of the same stuff we saw at Gamescom, but maybe a little bit of a deeper look at some of it. Honestly, I'm not expecting much.
Yeah, TGS is always a weird one for me, where I'm always excited just off the prospect of getting new game reveals, but you never reveal your big game here. You reveal them at a State of Play or a Direct or even a Keighley show, but you don't reveal like the next big Resident Evil or something here. Maybe something smaller would be nice. Some remasters, some collections. That's usually what I go into these things hoping for. But otherwise, it's always kind of a lighter. Hey, here's some updates on some games you're excited for type beat. But the State of Play is the one I'm really interested in, and we're actually going to get into it with this article from MP First. So a little bit of backstory. There was a article, I forget, I don't know if you remember who was the first one, but it was effectively like, oh, Venom game is canceled. And then MP First kind of shot back like just a couple days later. It's like, report, Marvel's Wolverine aims for a 2026 release. Venom project still in development. Almost 2 years have passed since Insomniac Games suffered one of the biggest security breaches to occur in the game industry. Leak exposed a massive amount of information on various projects in development, including an early build of the previously announced Wolverines and the studio's full release schedule, which includes several titles like Ratchet and Clank and a Spider-Man spinoff centered on Venom. Shortly after the incident, Insomniac released a statement confirming that the development of Wolverine would continue as planned. However, this was followed by a period of radio silence that only fueled uncertainty among fans, raising doubts about current states of several titles seen in the leaks. And then they kind of go into more about the leaks, but someone familiar with the situation has confirmed to us that Wolverine will stick to the 2026 scheduled release seen in the leaks and that the Venom project remains in development. Additionally, we have also managed to gather some extra details about Venom based on information we've come across. Most important information we received from our main source is that Wolverine is still on track for a 2026 release, and Venom has been in active development. While we haven't been able to determine how advanced the Venom project is, if we assume Wolverine remains the priority, it's likely this game is still in pre-production. There are also some details from the story that we got from a different source, but since we couldn't verify these, we recommend that you take these tidbits with a grain of salt, which we don't need to get into. That's all story stuff. But mainly, it seems to be showing that MP First has figured out, hey, Venom is still a thing, at least according to their sources, and that Wolverine is going for that 2026. Whether it hits it, we will see. But there's also been a lot of smoke and mirrors about this State of Play having Wolverine show up in it, which I'm hoping is true because I feel like it's been so long since we saw that trailer back in 2021. I'm ready to see it again. I'm curious, Jack. First of all, do you believe that Venom is still a thing, Wolverine 2026? And outside of that, it's like, how are you feeling currently about Insomniac's future slate? And do you think they're going to get these out in time?
Oh, it's a tough one. Insomniac, if you'd asked me a few years ago, I would say, and you know what, to an extent, still the same. They are PlayStation's they're definitely their most productive studio. They've released a lot of games in a short amount of time, and then they it's weird to say they went quiet. It's only been 2 years since Spider-Man, but for a studio like Insomniac, it seems quieter than it actually is. I think the main thing that always frustrated me was I still do not understand why they revealed Wolverine in 2021. It was such a it just seems like such a stupid. Like if that game had been out long ago, then show. I mean, come on, it's been 4 years since they even showed it, and we've had nothing but that teaser trailer to go on. And yeah, I just it's hard for me to be excited because I felt like I was excited 4 years ago, whereas now I'm just like, I will
Mhm.
play it when it comes out probably because I trust Insomniac. Um, I'm, but as for Venom, I it always seemed like a weird one. Like I guess it made sense being like because people said it was going to be like a Miles Morales like, where it was a sort of expand alone, where which I like. I like those a lot more than I like just traditional DLC. I'd rather you
Of
just
course.
like with traditional DLC. I always say I'll get to it eventually, but with an expand alone, I'm more likely to actually play it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Um, so if it is something like that, and it ties up some of the threads that were definitely left hanging in Spider-Man 2 to a
Mhm.
flawed extent, I would say. um, yeah, I'd be into it. Um, as for like, because what was the rumor originally was Venom was first, right?
Yeah, the rumor was that Venom was 2024, and we're in 2025 with nothing to see from Venom, which is interesting. It sounds like almost that it was the Spider-Man 2 team that was working on Venom, and they were like maybe shepherded over to like the Wolverine team. It's like, hey, we need some extra resources, and that's why Venom is put on hold. But it's hard to say for certain, especially with how like chaotic game development gets.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, other than that, like it probably is real. Like it probably does release. I just I'm curious what it will be when it does. Like, will it be a much smaller project or will it be? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you brought this up. It was Infinitus that did the Venom cancellation report. Uh, yeah, I guess if we're talking about MP first versus Game Infinitus, there's definitely one I trust a lot more. Um, MP first has been doing a lot of reporting lately, and they seem to be pretty on the money when it comes to this stuff. I am curious about Venom. I'm really curious about Wolverine. I do believe we'll see it at the state of play. This is how I feel, Jack. Is like as someone who does not really like Wolverine as a character, what I want is like make this game gory, make this game bloody, make it look as far away from Spider-Man as possible. I better watch that trailer, and I don't want to hear a single quip. I don't want to hear a single like that just happened type joint. I want to see like, oh no, this is like dark, it's serious, depressing, intense shit. And I mean, we saw back when they first revealed the game, and they're like, no, we want like a rated R storyline. So I do believe that they're kind of paying attention to that. It's like, yeah, this will be a complete tonal shift from Spider-Man. But I wonder if Insomniac is able to do that. Not because of talent. I think Insomniac is an extremely talented studio, and I'm right there with you that they are probably Sony's best, if not at the very least, most efficient studio. It's just that they make very lighthearted, goofy storylines, and it's like I don't know if Wolverine fits their creed as well. But also, hey, maybe they can do that type of stuff, and it's like no, we actually want to show off that we are able to tell very intense emotional narratives that are very gory and bloody, and I think that's what a Wolverine game needs.
Do you think this is their first $80 game?
Damn, I haven't even thought about the $80 price tag. I feel like Sony's gonna hold off on $80. I think they
I
saw
hope
the
so.
reaction to Mario Kart. They saw the definite reaction to Outer Worlds 2. And I think Sony's like, we'll wait till PS6 for $80.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sorry about that. Ha- have you noticed, Jack, this is kind of like a little off topic, but like the tale around Spider-Man 2, how it feels like the more time has gone on, the more people have been increasingly negative and go outright to say it's like it was a disappointing and very weak sequel to Spider-Man 1 because I've been feeling that myself. I still really like that game. I think it's a ton of fun, but narratively it is severely flawed in my eyes.
I definitely noticed it. However, I am kind of on the other side of that, where I adored Spider-Man 2 way more than the first game. Um,
Oh, okay.
I do. I, my main thing with the narrative was it was obviously teasing like what was coming next. There was a million plot threads
Mhm.
that were left for either DLC or the next game, and it does suffer from probably the middle of a trilogy syndrome. But
Mhm.
No, like as a game, I loved Spider-Man 2. I do think about it a lot, but
That's
yeah,
fair.
you are right that it does feel like the vibes around it are more negative these days.
For sure. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a Spider-Man sequel. It's still a ton of fun to play. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's interesting to see how people have kind of viewed that game after all the years. I do think it will be viewed a bit higher when Spider-Man 3 comes around, and it'll be like a full complete trilogy that people go, wait, actually, these games are all amazing in their own ways. But I'm curious to see what the tale eventually leads to with that game later on. I'm very curious about Venom. Is like Venom kind of sucks as a character in my eyes. So I'm like, I don't know how you write a whole game around him as the protagonist. But hey, I mean, there are a ton of Venom comics that you could take inspiration from where people are very high on them. So maybe this is like just how I'm feeling at the moment. Then I play the game. It's like, wait, actually, Venom's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it'd be nice for it to surprise us, but as of right now, I'm not even getting my hopes up it exists. Never mind that it will be good.
Yeah, I get that. Next story. This is all you, Jack. I don't have much to say, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts. The hidden one, which you said, I think is like an Assassin's Creed like news account. Um, I think you were talking about him, but he dropped some details about Assassin's Creed Black Flag that was reportedly, I forget what was the original person that dropped it, but it was like a YouTube video or whatnot. But we got some details about this remake. The remake removes the modern day and replaces them with more content in Edward's pirate era, a few hours compared to the original. Gameplay will shift closer to the RPG style of the newer AC games. Loot and gear stats for Edward, inventory systems, combat leaning towards the RPG style rather than the choreographed combat of the original. No loading screens when moving between ship and land. Map is not bigger, but islands will be filled with more activities and side content. Expected to include cut content from the original, like parts of Mary Reed's storyline that were dropped in 2013. It's not the same big budget remake level as a Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill 2, but more of a faithful reimagining with updates. Uses Ubisoft's new Anvil pipeline engine, which is the same one as AC Shadows. Current release window is targeted for early 26, though some sources think it could slip to late 26. They are reusing some assets from Skull and Bones to cut costs, but it won't be obvious to players. I have nothing to really say on this. I am curious about how much is seemingly to be changed because it sounds like this is more of a remake than I originally expected. I effectively thought this would just be a very high up-res remaster, effectively, but it seems like they are changing a lot more about this game than originally thought. I'm curious about you, Jack. I know you're the AC guy. How you feeling about this? How's the current temperature around this Black Flag remake? Are you excited? Are you not? I want to get your bars off.
So it's interesting because I did watch the video that the hidden one put out breaking down all this stuff, and I I definitely have a different opinion than Fusion on this. I think Fusion is more interested in everything that's being said, whereas I am way more negative on it. Um, sort of
Fusion liked
breaking.
Concord, so
Yeah, this is true. Um, so the modern day stuff has been like a little bit more divisive, I think. A lot of people hated the modern day sections of AC4. I am one of the weirdos who enjoyed it. I really liked the mini puzzles, and it was a nice change of pace. I did think it was a bit intrusive at points because it did just take you out of the game that you wanted to be playing to play through a really short modern day bit, and then you had to go back. So I can understand why they would de-emphasize them, but I'm a bit weirded out by them just removing it entirely. Um, I
mhm.
I don't really like when remakes do that, like when you are removing content from the original,
Yeah,
because
RE3
it's
remake did that.
and it's also worth noting, like I think there is absolutely zero chance that the multiplayer from Assassin's Creed 4 is going to be in this remake. So
No, that was the best
I
part.
know, heartbreaking. Um, so it's like this is going to be they're going to be removing content. They're trying to cut costs on a lot of the using the Skull and Bones assets, um,
Mhm.
and but they also want it to be a very like they're wanting to change more than you would expect. Like you said, I was kind of expecting just a a pretty remaster, which, in my opinion, the game didn't need because it already looks great. But hey ho. So this is weird. I very specifically the one thing that I am nervous about is the um what they're saying about the RPG stuff and trying to put that into the game, because that just screams to me that they're just going to add meaningless grinding, meaningless gear, stuff that AC4 never had.
That last.
And it just feels like I said this in the Discord. It just feels like a way for them to sell the XP booster in Assassin's Creed 4 in a game that never needed it. So, as well as that, like, I don't want them to go to like the RPG and stuff of the stilted cutscenes where not everything just feels wooden. Assassin's Creed 4 is great in that regard. Like the cutscenes are perfect, the story's amazing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm nervous about this one, and after this report came out, because I've been sort of like planning on replaying Assassin's Creed 4 recently. I'm sort of going through them all again since Shadows came out, and I was going to wait
All
for
of
this.
them?
Yeah, I'm going
All
through.
of them. Jack, they are long games. What do you mean? You're going to do this for every new Assassin's Creed game? It's like
No,
one
no,
every 2 years.
I'm just. It's been about 5 years since I played through them all, and I didn't play the spin-offs, so I'm playing through
Okay, fair
all
enough.
of the weird ones as well. And I
Fair
was
enough, fair
like,
enough.
"Right, I'm going to replay Assassin's Creed 4, but I'll wait for this because I might as well." Now, I don't think I'm going to wait. I think I'm just going to replay the old version.
I think it's worth waiting to at least see what it looks like. Maybe it could surprise, but yeah, I don't know. I this is one of those things where it's like AC4 is so widely beloved. It's like I don't think you need to do all this. I feel like you could do a more faithful remake that isn't cutting stuff out. You add stuff, and I'm right there with you. It's like a remake should not be removing stuff. Persona 3 Reload had that issue, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna sell it to you later for $20." And I thought that was one of the scummiest things Atlas has done. Also, unsurprising things because they like reselling the games, but still, it's just very frustrating when that happens. And Resident Evil 3 remake was the same thing, where they removed like half of the cool shit in Resident Evil 3 and they were like, "Oh, it's the remake, definitive." It's like this isn't definitive. You removed a lot of stuff. So that type of thing is very frustrating when it comes to remakes when they start cutting stuff out. And yeah, people don't like the modern day segments, but I feel like there's a very simple thing you could do. Just let people skip it. If they're like, "Hey, I don't care about the modern day stuff," just skip it, and then like the people who do care about that, they can play it. It just feels like a unnecessary move, in my opinion. But it seems like this is kind of the direction it's going. Usually, Ubisoft leaks, I tend to lean on believing them because everything leaks from Ubisoft. So, March 2026, that makes sense. Definitely sounds like it could slip. It was originally scheduled for this year, so I do think it's going to hit March. But, like I said, it's like everything in the gaming industry is just very chaotic. So,
Yeah, and I mean, oh, go on. Your audio's cutting a bit, Wolf.
okay, sorry about that.
Nope, you good. Welcome back.
Yeah, I just had a big lag switch there. Anyways, what were you saying? I kept talking over you, I think.
Okay. So I was going to mention so they're talking about the additional content, which like okay, cool. That bit I'm interested in. Especially the cut content with Mary Reed. That there are definitely threads you could pull on there, and I do understand that was very much game originally, but when those games were coming out every single year, you can understand why they'd be cutting stuff. So that could be cool. And like you say about the release date, yeah, there's that, and there's the Assassin's Creed multiplayer game that's supposed to be coming out this at the end of this year. So that was actually so they were
Invictus.
both planned for this year, and then now next year. So I don't know if this hits March or if this hits a bit later. Either way, they need to reveal it. So
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what's going on with that multiplayer game. I feel like it's like everything in Ubisoft right now. It's kind of in a flux state.
Yeah, and like with no Ubisoft showcase this year, we've kind of just got no idea what they're doing right now. Like
Yeah.
this remake probably would have been revealed at a Ubisoft Forward in July, and we're just sort of waiting. So I don't know. Maybe it's Game Awards, and then it's a really short tail to release. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's in a weird position. I feel like yeah, Game Awards makes sense. They just have a short marketing cycle, try not to go crazy with it. I could also just see this at a state of play. I think that's very possible. Maybe the developer direct if they want a really short marketing cycle. There's a ton of avenues where they want to reveal it, and I mean, I got a lot of shit for this, but am in the spot that I do think it's good for Ubisoft not to do a showcase. Just reveal your stuff at other places because you have no reason to talk every year about nothing. The thing is, though, they didn't appear at all at any of the showcases during the summer where I expected them to be. So it's like, wow, they really do just have nothing to say right now. I don't know. Ubisoft's very weird position. I do think this game's gonna come out and people are gonna dig it, but like you said, it's like those time wasters, that EXP boost, that is one of the scummiest things in gaming that is weirdly normalized. I don't know why. I feel like we should be just as mad about those as we are loot boxes, but apparently people seem to not care about that as much, which is weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get into our news. Let's get into our next story. Fortnite. Fortnite will soon let island creators sell in-game items and pay to appear in a new sponsored row. So I was reading up on this a bit earlier today. I thought I'd throw this in. Chris Scullion at VGC has this. Developers will earn 100% of the income made from any in-island purchases until the end of 2026. Starting from December, creators will be able to sell items directly from their Fortnite islands, opening up new ways to make money from their creations. Items sold can either be consumables, such as power ups, or durables, such as weapons or cosmetic items, and traditionally remain within the confines of the creator's island and aren't able to be used elsewhere in the game. Epic says that until the end of 2026, creators will earn 100% of the V-Bucks value from sales made in their island, with this changing to 50% in 2027. Epic says V-Bucks value is defined by what's left after platform and store fees are removed, meaning during the period creators are eligible for 100% of V-Bucks value. This works out to around 74% of the money spent on V-Bucks. As well as the ability to sell items, creators will soon be able to spend money they have to have their islands featured in a new sponsored row, which will give them more visibility in the game's discovery menu. Epic says 100% of the revenue generated by sponsored row will go into the engagement pool until the end of 2026, which will drop down to 50%. Uh, I don't know how I feel about this. This is a weird one. I am of the mind that I think it's nice that they're allowing 100% of income made to go directly back to the creator. But I just, the idea of an in game marketplace is so dangerous. I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to this, Jag, but like Counter Strike Go, there is this weird economy around knives and weapon skins that people sell on Steam to make money, and people are gambling and like just spending lots of like keys, like opening crates to try to get knives and to try to sell to make money, and it's this whole vicious cycle of just gambling, and I don't like that, and especially in a game like Fortnite where it is going to appeal to kids. I worry about that pipeline of hey, you sell money and like you sell stuff on Fortnite into eventually selling stuff like going to casinos and gambling, and gambling has been so like normalized in our society today. Like you think about stuff like rain bet or sports betting, it's like god, I hate that. I hate how gambling is just a normal thing that everyone does now because of how dangerous it is. But also, I mean, make your money, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel good about this at the moment. Maybe I'm just being overzealous. Maybe I'm just not understanding what Epic is exactly putting out here. I'm curious of what you think about this on first blush.
Honestly, I think very little about it. This is
That's fair.
this is definitely not my area of expertise. Is Fortnite, and especially not items being sold. Like I don't know. That just sounds like NFTs to me. Are we back? Are we back NFTs?
Oh, dude, I
You,
wish.
you
I missed
see,
the NFT boom.
I know Ubisoft really was ahead of the craze. We knew it. Um,
I know. Yep.
honestly, yeah, it is a bit icky seeing people, but I guess yeah, like you say, the money's going to the creators, which is more than can be said for Roblox. So,
Yeah,
um,
no, that's fair.
I, I, I will watch this stuff, but I have no idea what to think right now.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's a hard story to really like try to dissect now, considering it feels like we barely have real information. I'm curious when December comes, how everything's gonna work out by then. I just right now feel a bit weird about it. Maybe it comes out and it's like, wait, actually, this is really good. It's helping a lot of small people grow, and like you said, it's way better than Roblox does things. Which is most things in the world is better than how Roblox does things, especially protecting children. So I'm interested. Uh, I want to see how this develops, but I get if right now it's like not a lot of information to parse through.
Yeah, it's.
Move.
I'm just
Oh, go
glad
ahead.
Epic might make some more money. You know, they're
Yeah,
they're struggling.
they've been struggling. Yeah, I feel bad for
Yeah,
Epic. They're my favorite. Maybe they should release another Unreal Engine that completely breaks every game.
should
Let's
release a
talk
new
about.
Unreal. Oh, sorry, go on.
No. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they should release a new Unreal tournament so they could actually show all these fake developers
Mm,
how to optimize.
I wish it is so unfortunate that Epic is just in the Fortnite minds. Like that's the only video game they make now. Because like they made some pretty cool shit. They made some very fun and cool video games. So it's kind of sad that like I mean, dude, they were the original developers for Gears of War. It's like they did that trilogy. I don't know. I feel like Epic Games could do a lot more if Fortnite didn't blow up, but sadly, or maybe sadly, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. I say sadly because of how Fortnite has affected the industry, but that's a topic for another day. Let's talk about our next story here. This one's funny. Chris Cullion at VGC has this one. That claim is startling. Tencent fires back at Sony's lawsuit accusing it of cloning Horizon with Light of Motoram. In July, Sony filed a lawsuit in California federal court alleging copyright and trademark infringement and claiming that Light of Mortaram is so close to Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West that players could be confused into thinking it's part of the same franchise. Tencent has now responded to Sony's lawsuit, calling the claim startling and accusing Sony of trying to monopolize a part of popular culture when, in Tencent's view, Horizon wasn't particularly original in the first place. As reported by the Game Post, Tencent's response suggests that by trying to sue it for Light of Mortaram, Motoram, Sony is failing to acknowledge that other games feature similar concepts. Quote, Sony's complaint tellingly ignores these facts, it claims. Instead, it tries to transform ubiquitous genre ingredients into proprietary assets by suing over an unreleased project that merely employs the same time honored tropes embraced by scores of other games released both before and after Horizon, like Enslaved, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Far Cry Primal, Far Cry New Dawn, Outer Wilds, Biomutant, and many more. Sony seeks an impermissible monopoly on genre conventions. Let's just start off there, Jack. That is the most random group of games I've ever seen in my life. You got Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, a Zelda game, two Far Cries, Outer Wilds, and Biomutant. I don't know why those are the games they specifically cited.
Listen, shout out to the Biomutant fans out there. We see you.
Shut up.
Um,
I don't,
do you think this is why Nintendo didn't go for copyright infringement against Power because they were like, oh, they might call us startling.
they'll get scared. No, we need a patent game mechanics instead.
This is
Dude,
yeah,
this
this is it,
this is a
again.
joke.
All Sony has to say is like, hey, you were the one who pitched to work on a Horizon.
Yeah.
We know why you're making this. We know you're reusing assets from a game that you made for us that never saw the light of day. It's like that's yeah, this is just funny.
It's a funny story, and I love this paragraph. Tencent also alleges that Sony already knew Horizon wasn't an original idea when it was in development, citing a documentary in which Horizon Zero Dawn art director Jan Bart von Beek reportedly says there were concerns during planning that the game was too similar to Bandai Namco's 2013 game Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Quote, Sony shelved the project only to revive it later with full awareness that the idea was far from novel. When Horizon Zero Dawn finally launched in 2017, the gaming community noted its striking resemblance to Enslaved and other genre staples. I I don't know what happened, Jack. Back in 2017, anyone at all in this world compare Horizon Zero Dawn to Enslaved Odyssey to the West?
I don't think people were still talking about Enslaved in 2017. Now, fair enough, they should have been, but they
Yeah,
weren't.
that's a cool ass game. Have you played
Re-
it?
I haven't played much of it. I played about 10 minutes of it and I was like, this is so fun. And then I put it down.
Yeah, I feel that because it's such a cool game, but like I never actually got. That's a game that should be remastered in some way because like that's a really cool game that deserves to see the light of day.
Who,
Uh,
who Bandai published it, right?
yeah, Bamco, and it was I think Ninja Theory.
Yeah, it was Ninja Theory.
Yeah, yeah, Ninja Theory. So yeah, I
Back
mean,
when
I
they made back
also
when they made games with gameplay.
that's crazy. You were the
I
Hellblade
know.
2 fan, by the way.
I put it in my top 10 last year. Shout out me.
Oh man. But yeah, Enslaved Odyssey of the West. Very funny that this game is being brought up yet again. Honestly, you know what, Tencent, you're kind of marketing me. I really want to check this game out. I do own it, so I'm like, oh, maybe I do a quick playthrough of that one. But I don't know. It's weird. This law, they're just grasping at straws. This is the type of thing at lawsuits where it's like, listen, we don't really have much to work with, so we're just going to try to grasp at straws, figure stuff out. It's just very funny that they're mentioning Enslaved Odyssey of the West.
I, you know what? I'm surprised they're fighting. Like you would think they'd have already
Yeah,
settled like straight away, and now it's like, imagine if PlayStation loses this. This would be so funny.
dude, if they lose this, God, that'd be funny. I Here's the thing, I'll admit it. The game doesn't actually look bad. It is a blatant ripoff of Horizon, but like I would not I'd be down if the Sony were like, we're gonna settle and we're just gonna call this a Horizon game and we're gonna let them make it and like officially license it and whatnot. I'd be down for that personally, but that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, it'd probably stand on the toes of the NetEase Horizon game as well. So
Yeah, true. That's fair. Well, we will see what comes of this lawsuit. It's probably going to be something that starts to occur across the next few years, but very, very funny news story. Next, let's get into reviews of the week. I actually forgot to put them in the doc. My apologies, but you're going to be surprised by them live on air, Jack. First one was
please.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds. The review embargo went up. Actually, the game comes out September 25th, so about a week for the review embargo, which I found interesting. Sitting at an 84 on OpenCritic. IGN, a 9 out of 10. GameSpot, a 7 out of 10. DualShocker is an 8 out of 10. Shack News, an 8 out of 10. What I found interesting was that a lot of people were doing the IGN comparison image, showing that Sonic Racing Crossworlds got a 9 out of 10 and Mario Kart World got an 8 out of 10, which says a lot right there. I am very curious about this game. I want to check it out. Now, check it out for $70. I don't think I'm that curious, but it is interesting to see the crossover elements. Seems like it's people are really, really into this game. It's a solid, fun Sonic racing game, which those are always a good time. Team Sonic Racing excluded, but Sonic Sega All Stars Racing was pretty awesome. So I think this game's gonna be a banger. I think I'm gonna really dig it when it's on sale, which I assume will be pretty quickly because it's a Sega game. Those always go on sale. How are you feeling about it, Jack? And how are you thinking about it? Do you think a lot of this kind of fervor around it was due to the disappointment around Mario Kart?
Um, well, first of all, I think it's just incredible seeing a game made by Sonic Team get an 8 out of 10. Like
Big.
reviewing in the 80s for a Sonic Team game, that is insane. Um, but yeah, other than that, like it's I'm gonna be careful just in case Jack beats the shit out of me for this. I think there is a thin line between crossovers and IP slop, and this game is kind of venturing into the IP slop side. So my interest in it kind of waned not long after the first few trailers. That being said, it does look fun, and I'm glad that people seem to be enjoying it. And but yeah, kind of like you, I would never spend full price on this. I'll just wait until Black Friday when it's like a quarter of the price.
It'll be like $30.
Exactly. As for like whether Mario Kart World played a part in this, it's tough to say. Like I was talking about this in the Discord earlier. Like I really don't feel like this game is still going to be talked about in a few years' time, whereas Mario Kart will be. So it's but maybe there is a part of people that's a bit because of the disappointment of World Mario Kart World that this does I don't know because again, Mario Kart is Mario Kart. It doesn't even feel like it's in the same league as any other video game. So this is more like for the people who don't own a Switch 2. It's like, oh, we have a kart racer too. I
Yeah. Yeah,
it
no,
yeah, it's
sorry,
like
but
comparing Mario Kart to Forza. It's like they're just
they're different
yes,
games.
yeah, and like in this case, yeah, they are the same genre, but it's Mario Kart. Mario Kart is just its own cultural phenomenon. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just it's not going to sell better than Mario Kart, no chance. I did see that ad that Sega did put out for this game. That was a callback to the Genesis does with Nintendo of the blast processing, where they even got the guy to say the Sega line at the end. I'm like, damn, that is some good ass marketing. That is so much fun.
Yeah, it was very good. I I was like imagining like afterwards like the Nintendo of today versus the Nintendo of back then. Like you imagine them watching that ad and being like, "How dare they? How dare they say that about us? That's so insulting."
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I'm curious to see. I guess there was a reason this game wasn't in the direct, huh? I bet they saw that ad beforehand. It's like, no, you don't get a direct slot actually.
I
I'm
would have
curious.
loved that actually if that was in the directs. That would have felt amazing.
Yeah, but I'm interested in checking this out. I do like these Sonic racing games. I don't feel that personally about the IP slot. I don't think this game has reached Fortnite territories of IP slot, but I get that viewpoint. I just want to play as Joker, so I'm excited to check that out when he releases. I think in October. But yeah, excited. Shout outs to Sega Sonic Team getting a game in the '80s. That's a big moment.
Yep.
I'm hoping we soon see whatever the Sonic Frontier sequel is because I really like that game. I want to imagine it's ready in some way, or at least close to being ready. I'm hoping we get a trailer at like Game Awards or something.
Is it
And also,
it's probably an anniversary for Sonic next year, so maybe they try and force a game into the
yeah,
anniversary, which always goes well for them.
yeah, famously they've done that before.
God,
Uh,
Sonic 06 is 20 next year. That is insane.
that is disgusting to say. Well, if it's an anniversary, they could probably do the Sonic Heroes remake that's reportedly in development. I bet that's ready by then.
Yeah, they seem to have
Yeah,
a game every year, don't they? Sega for
yeah,
Sonic, so there'll
because
be
like
something.
what I don't know if they had anything for 2023, but oh no, that was Sonic
It was Superstars.
Superstars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's favorite.
yeah, but yeah, yeah. When you point it out, it's like Sonic Colors Ultimate was 2021, 2022 was Frontiers, 23 was Superstars, 24 was Shadow Generations, and now 25 is the Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Yeah, they've been kind of on a yearly cadence with Sonic, so I could see that actually.
Yep.
I also really fast. I want to shout out. They saw in the back of the box for when the game, for like early copies of the game. Apparently, Mega Man is going to be in the game, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was thinking like afterwards, I was like, really, Mega Man in a kart racing game, and I was just like, wait, why hasn't Capcom done a kart racer? That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's like yeah, that's a good point. I feel like that could work, but also, I when it comes to kart racers, I feel like that's a weird genre where it's like you're going into the domain of Mario Kart, and it's like, do people really want other kart racers outside of Mario Kart? And I guess I'm interested. That's why I'm really interested to see the sales of this game. It's like, are people going to be buying this game when Mario Kart is right there? Granted, behind a $500 paywall for a Switch 2, still though, Mario Kart's right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, what we should do, Jack, fuck all of this. Fuck Mario Kart World. Let's just go back to 8 Deluxe. Because like I was thinking about this. It is kind of insane how much better 8 Deluxe is than World. I'm sorry. Like I like World, but like damn did they drop the ball with that game, especially with those updates.
I have definitely been thinking that recently. I do think 8 Deluxe is a better game. If you ask me which one I'd rather play right now, I'd still say World because I've played
Yeah, it's
8
like a new
Deluxe for
one.
10 years.
Yeah.
But in terms of course design, in terms of like just in terms of options, there are so many more in 8 Deluxe, and
Hmm.
World just removes them. Like I was like thinking to myself, oh, it'd be fun to try and do a knockout tour with no items, but you can't
You
remove
can't
items
do
in
that.
World. You can in 8 Deluxe, you can't in World, which is just
It's
I
like
just don't. Yeah,
I don't want to turn this into a complaining podcast about Mario Kart World, but like I just have to say, isn't it insane psychotic that I can't even turn down the audio of the cart so I can listen to your 10 out of 10 soundtrack or at least have a jukebox feature. Do the Mario Kart developers hate the idea of like people enjoying their game? I don't understand what's with that team. They frustrate me so much.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I know people have been talking about updates and stuff for the game. I wasn't really expecting any anytime soon because it's Nintendo and they'll probably not update the game until 2030, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we're adding an entire new game's worth of tracks." So, but so yeah, I don't know if I'm particularly disappointed about that. It's more so like every update that they have had has been kind of bad, where like
Yeah.
removing the random feature that forced you to do 3 track races, which was great. And it's yeah, I don't
It's
I do like the game.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, same. It's like it's just crazy to think of like how bad intermissions are. Like they're that bad that people are actively choosing random to avoid them. Then you got mad at them for doing that, so you're like, no, you will play it our way. It's being a fan of Nintendo is hell, man. Because it's like, why do I put up with half this stuff? Why am I paying $70 for Galaxy One and Two? And then I buy it, and I'm like, hell yeah, it was worth the money.
In the UK, I managed to get them for £50. That's a bargain price for Galaxy 2.
Oh, really? Do you guys have like stores that sell it on discount? Because I know we have
Uh,
like some subscription places that usually like put them up early for like cheaper pre-orders.
I think Nintendo's just weird about pricing. Like sometimes they will like have almost identical pricing in the two areas, whereas other times they will have different. Like these are 50,
Oh,
but
so that was
then
MSRP.
yeah. So well, I don't actually know what MSRP is. There might be 60, and
Huh.
maybe this is just a retailer that's put it down. But these are cheaper everywhere than say Kirby, which is supposed to be the same price. So they are weird. I
Yeah.
just assume they yeah, they've probably got people analysing what Europeans are more likely to buy.
What are those damn Europeans doing?
Yeah, they don't want to buy Kirby, but they do want to buy Galaxy 2, which I mean they're kind of right.
Everyone should. Everyone should buy Galaxy 2. God, that game is so good. I can't wait.
It's great. I'm just so nervous about the motion controls.
It's so fucked up, Jack, that it's coming out the same day as Ghost of Yote. And it's honestly more fucked up of me specifically that I'm skipping Ghost of Yote for Galaxy 2 again. Because I'm just a bad
Yeah,
person.
I don't know if I'm going that far, but I
No,
uh,
listen, I'm the weirdo, I know. Let's move into our next review of the week. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. Dark Zone. I'm not gonna let Bench have this. Dark was the one who got everyone into Trails that one time. So shout out to my man Dark. 92 on OpenCritic. GameSpot on an 8 out of 10. RPG site a 10 out of 10. Yeah, right. 5 out of 5 from Outer Haven Productions. 9.5 out of 10 from PS4 blog. See, okay, this is the point where I'm like, what? Trails fans are reviewing this. What do you mean PS4blog.net? This isn't even on PS4. Listen, Trails fans, shout outs to you guys. Respect to you. You're very passionate, but damn. Tens? 92? This is as good as Silksong? I don't know.
I mean you heard them.
I don't know. I
Listen, I'm
it's
sure
a great
Bench.
game. It's an awesome game, but I doubt it. Come on. 92. Let's calm down.
Did you see that they're supposedly already have like the remake of the second one like is well underway? So
Yeah, that's
they're
not
just gonna
surprising.
be pumping these things out, huh?
Yeah, which makes sense. I think that's about right for these games is to be released at a steady cadence. I do think it's good that these games are now available on more platforms because originally the Trails in the Sky trilogy was only available on PC for some reason. So now it's on PS5 and Switch and whatnot.
Hey, the first game's on PSP.
Yeah, it's on PSP. It is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Famously, it had a very brutal localization process that took a lot of time and energy out of the localizers, and nobody bought it. And it was like really rough. But hey, you know what? The series is a lot more popular now. People are buying these games. I think this will probably be the best selling Trails game. It's such an easy entry point, and it's also just a great RPG. I played the original, and it's like that's a very high quality RPG. Let's move into our next review. Dying Light the Beast, sitting at an 82, 7 out of 10 from IGN, 4 out of 5 from The Gamer, 8 out of 10 from GameSpot. So overall, lots of 8s, lots of 7s, which is around the range I expected for a Dying Light game. Listen, I'm not going to try to act like I have any authority. I don't know shit about Dying Light. I don't really care about Dying Light. But shout outs to them. It seems like this is doing well. It actually runs very well. It actually runs at like 60 FPS and whatnot. It's very stable, which is kind of surprising, but also it's like, hey, good on you, Techland. You're doing good with this IP. Interested to see more out of them, but I can't really personally begin to care much about it.
Yeah, it certainly
Uh,
looks like something I would enjoy, but I'm just imagining if it didn't run at 60, I feel like everyone would get motion sick with a game like this.
yeah, exactly. It's very parkour heavy. And then final review of the week. This is just a quick one. Lego Voyagers. This is sitting at a 79 on OpenCritic, 8 from IGN, 9 from GameSpot, 6 from Nintendo Life. People seem to be pretty hot on it. It's a solid co-op adventure. I heard a lot of people really like playing this with their kids or like little brothers, nephews, whatnot. Looks fun. One I don't think I'll be able to check out anytime soon, but I'm really into it. I like Lego a lot, so a little Lego video game like this seems very cute. Jack, that's it for all the reviews. Now, I would like to do a little topic because it was a shorter news week that we had a lot to say about, actually. So, shout outs to you. I I know what your favorite franchise is, and it's not Assassin's Creed. What is it, Jack? For the audience to know.
Bubsy.
Bubsy. Shit. Okay, hang on. Let me change it
No,
up.
yeah, well, it's obviously Zelda.
Zelda. So your favorite franchise, The Legend of Zelda. Now, how much do you know about The Legend of Zelda?
Enough. Depends on this which quiz you're about to give me.
How much do you know about the dungeons?
In which game?
All of them.
All of them.
190. We're not going to do the full 190. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. There's 190 on this thing. I want to see how much you can get in 10 minutes. Just Zelda dungeons, all the games listed here, including spin-offs like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass and whatnot. I want to see how far you can get in 10
Oh my
minutes. How many
god,
you
I
can
don't
get.
know the names. This is awful. I know the
Are you
dungeons, I
ready?
don't know the names. Um, yeah, okay.
All
Okay.
right, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, hit me up.
Right, Zelda 1. God, what
You
are the
don't have to
names?
do it in order, by the way.
Oh no, it makes it easier for me.
Oh, gotcha.
um, I don't know the names of the dungeons in Zelda 1.
I didn't even know they had names.
Ah,
I thought that was just like Dungeon 1.
try it, Dungeon 1.
Dungeon 1, let's try it. Nope. I, I know one from Zelda 1.
Yeah, I know Death Mountain. Death Mountain's the last one.
Death Mountain.
Um,
Oh, by the way, that
what's-
got 4 swords as well.
oh hell yeah. Um, is the one called the Eagle? Like,
The
there's one that's
Eagle.
like designed like a bird, and I think on
Mm,
walkthroughs they call it a bird eagle.
nope, nothing.
Nope, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna try and come back to Zelda 1. Okay, Zelda 2 has.
So weird. I put the Eagle, and that's what people say.
Yeah, that's again. I don't think that's the official name because I don't think there are official names. I think they're just Dungeon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But fair enough. Um. Oh my god, this is more stressful than I thought.
Zelda 2.
Zelda 2, Zelda 2, Zelda 2. There's a Death Mountain in that game, but I don't think it's a dungeon, so and it would have come up.
You're on the hot seat now.
Ah,
You might want
my
to move
god, then
on. I mean, like, there's a lot of Zelda games, Jack.
should I work backwards? Maybe I should work backwards. But even then, I don't know the names of the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom either. Oh my god, this is awful.
I'd focus. My strategy would be like just to focus on the ones you know, like wholeheartedly. But hey, I mean, this is your trap. I can list out the games at any time, by the way, if you want.
Oh,
Like,
I can list the names. I know the names. It's
okay.
the dungeons I don't know the names of.
Yeah, I want to do Zelda games, but I feel like you would do that pretty easily.
I wonder if I'd be able to do spin-offs. Okay, so let's do Breath of the Wild. So the divine beasts. Is one of them called Varuta? I think that's
Baruta.
is that the elephant one?
I'm gonna make sure I can spell it. I'll look it up real quick. Oh, it's Varuta, 2 words. Okay, okay. All right, that's one.
Hell yeah, I got a dungeon. I think another one's called Varnaboris. I don't know how to spell that one either.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna get the dungeon set up. Would you say Varnaboris?
Yeah, I think that's the camel one.
That's
It might be the
right.
camel one.
That is the
Uh,
camel.
oh, this will knock out about 10 dungeons. Hyrule Castle.
Oh, let's see that. Yeah, you were right. There's like 7 dungeons.
Yep. Uh,
It's always like the best dungeon too.
best music. I love
Twilight
the one in
Princess.
Minish. I wonder if the Minish Cap one counts as different. Did it fill in for Minish Cap as Hyrule
It
Castle?
did
Or?
not.
Okay, so that one must be Dark Hyrule Castle.
Dark Hyrule Castle. Let's try that. Yep, that's the Minish Cap one.
Sweet, I love that
Evil
one.
ass Hyrule Castle. That's a
Um.
good one.
Okay, so Breath of
You're
the
missing
Wild. What are the
two
other
divine
two?
beasts from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they're not coming to me. Let's go backwards. Let's do Skyward Sword. What's the first dungeon in Skyward Sword? I don't know. Come back to that. Mountain done.
Now, for the audience, we have about 6 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm doing terrible here.
You gotta go
Okay.
with the ones you know, man.
Yeah. Okay. So Fire Temple. That'll kill a few.
Fire Temple. Yep, that was about 5.
I might as well do a few. Forest Temple and Water Temple as well.
Only one Forest Temple. Oh, no,
Yeah,
there was
probably
more. My
Ocarina.
bad.
Was
Yeah,
the other
my
one
bad, my
start?
bad.
Yeah, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, Spirit Tracks and also Triforce Heroes. There's like
Hell yeah.
20 dungeons from Triforce Heroes.
Oh, they're leveled in that game, so I'm not even
Yeah.
surprised. I wouldn't be able to name any more of them. um,
Oh, and then you said Water Temple. Let me get that real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, and that got 3.
Oh, I might as well just go through Ocarina of Time while I'm doing it then. Deku Tree. Or the
Deku
Great Deku
Tree.
Tree. Inside the Great Deku Tree? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Deku Tree.
Second one's the Dodongo's Cavern.
The Dongo's Cavern. You can keep listing them off. I'll write them all down.
Jabu Jabu's Belly.
Jabu's Belly.
First 3. Then
Oh,
it's
you
the
got one from
4.
Oracle of Ages. I didn't know Jabu's Belly was an Oracle. That's funny.
Oh, it's so tough in that game as well. The puzzles are amazing. I love that.
You're missing 3 from Ocarina.
Yep. So I did forest. I did grass. Oh, not grass. I did forest, fire, and water, which means there's Shadow Temple,
I was
Spirit
tempted.
Temple.
I was tempted to do bosses, but I was like, I feel like that's impossible.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the names of them either.
I would know the Babongo. Oh, God, what is the guy? The Bongo guy, and from Ocarina.
Yeah. Oh my god, I've forgotten
You
his
gotta do
name.
dungeons. I can't make you try to think of that.
Yeah. So I did Shadow and Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, just one more from Ocarina.
Is it the final one?
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
it Ganon's Castle? I don't.
Probably
It's the
Ganon's Castle.
Hyrule Castle, but
Yep, that's Ganon's Castle.
oh, perfect. Okay, so I've done that one.
You should probably get the Majora's Mask ones. There's only 4, and it
Yeah,
would look awkward if you didn't get them.
yeah, that's true. God, what's the first one called? Right, Stone Tower Temple.
Stone Tower Temple, one of the
That's my
best
favorite.
ever.
That is my favorite. I love that dungeon.
Outside of the
Um,
memory, like changing the masks every 5 seconds.
nope, love it. The Great Bay Temple.
Great Bay, not one of my least favorites.
It's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad
Um,
on replay, but I still was like,
s-
I'm not a big fan of it.
snow something, snow. Is it Snowhead Temple? Snowhead.
Snowhead
S- s-
Temple. Yep, you got it.
Ah, the first one, the first one, the first one.
You're
I love the
you're just missing
first
the one.
dungeon. Yeah, I love that one as well.
That's a good one.
Right, I'm gonna have to come
No,
back to that.
Snowhead is awesome, by the way. I was
Yeah,
when I
Snowhead's
played that
great.
game, I'm like, this is so good. Like, why don't people talk about Snowhead?
Um, I stopped doing Skyward Sword ones, and I Ancient Cistern.
Ancient Cistern. I was wondering you were gonna say Ancient Cistern because that's the one I remember.
Yeah. And the Sand Ship.
Sand Ship. Oh, dude, you want to talk about a dungeon?
Skyward Sword, man. Skyward Sword has the best dungeons.
They have some
So good.
bangers.
Um, I just wish I could remember the names of them.
3 more minutes.
I can't remember a single dungeon from Echoes of Wisdom. I feel bad.
Yeah, no, technically, you got Hyrule Castle, so
Hell
that's
yeah.
fun.
Um,
What about Link Between Worlds? Can you think of anything from that?
Laurel Castle.
Low roll. Best one of the best songs in the series, right there.
Yeah. Oh, God, so good. All 7 minutes of it.
Oh, it's so long. I love it.
Oh God. There's the first dungeon's the same one as the one in A Link to the Past. It's East something Temple. East. East. Oh, I can't remember. Never
Eastward?
mind.
No, I'm trying to remember. This is
Is that it?
bothering me now. Easts. Oh god, I know which one you're talking about too.
Let's go for the weird ones. Temple of the Ocean King.
Temple of the Ocean King, everyone's favorite.
Absolutely, it's amazing. Uh,
Okay, Jack, you can't get contrarian about Temple of the Ocean King.
what's some other ones in Skywards? In Phantom Hourglass? Is there a wind temple in that game?
There's usually a wind temple. There's one in Minish Cap. Yep, you got 3. By the way,
Um,
you almost got all the Tears of the Kingdom touches. You're missing
completely
2.
unintentional. I think there's a pyramid, but I don't know what it's called. Yeah, actually, it might just be the Spirit Temple. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that you got that Spirit Temple. That was one.
That was a disappointing dungeon.
Yeah, that should have been more. I'm with you. What the hell was that about?
So Wind Temple. Is there a? I think there's a Goron Temple in Phantom Hourglass. I don't know if it's called
Goron
Goron Temple.
Temple. Yep. Phantom
That's
Hourglass.
such. God, I love that dungeon. You control 2 characters. Um, what was the ice one? I can't remember the ice one. Oh, the haunted one.
What if you just
Uh,
say Ice Temple?
ice. Yeah, Ice Temple. I should do that.
You just. I was thinking like, yeah, because you got like 3 right there. You should
Yeah,
just
I
say
should just
elements and
name.
then temple.
Yeah, I really should. I'm too busy trying to like tackle whole games, but I'm not gonna get anywhere doing that. God, what's the temple in Spirit Tracks? The one with loads of layers. I thought that was just the Spirit Temple.
The layer temple.
Yeah, it's
You
the
got the
Temple of the
forest
Ocean
and
but
fire
in
from
Spirit
Spirit
Tracks.
Tracks. I'll tell you now. You haven't gotten. You only got 2 from Twilight Princess.
Oh, Lakebed Temple. That's my least favorite dungeon in the whole franchise.
I don't even remember that one that much. That's
It's
funny.
the Twilight Princess Water Temple. I hate that one.
That's funny.
Uh, did I say the Temple of Time?
No, you haven't.
That's in Skyward Sword. Oh, not Skyward Sword, in Twilight
Twilight
Princess.
Princess. Yeah.
Uh, there's the
What was that?
monkey one where you get the boomerang, but I don't know what it's called. There's the
That was Forest Temple. You got that one.
oh sweet, Goron Mines. Is that what it's called in the game?
Goron Mines.
I know it's the
Yep,
something mines.
that's it.
Oh sweet. Um, Temple of Twilight. I think.
Temple of Twilight. I'm gonna give you 1 more minute.
Oh.
You're almost at 50, and also Temple of Twilight isn't working. Hang on.
It might not be the Temple of Twilight, but it is in the Twilight realm, and it is a dungeon there. I can't remember the name, so we'll just move on. Oh my god, I want to get some from the Oracle games, but I'm just the names aren't coming to me. This is such a cool one
um.
as well.
Okay. Think. I'll give you a hint for that Temple of Twilight. Think of another word for like castle.
Uh, Cathedral. That's not a castle. That's a church. Palace. Twilight
There you
Palace.
go. Yep,
Ah, quite.
Palace of Twilight.
That's a silly name.
You got a royal palace over in the UK. All right, let's calm down. Can you get two
We've got
more
a
in 20 seconds? Come on,
Sky
bud.
Temple.
Sky Temple.
That's gotta be one.
One more. You need one more. 5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2. All right. Let's see. So, okay. What game are you? Oh, but so the Majora's Mask Temple you were missing. Woodfall Temple.
Of course, Woodfall Temple. Yep.
Um,
I can
and all
literally see every single one of these temples in my head. I just cannot know that. I don't know the names.
the names are tough. Um, okay, so here's what's interesting, Jack. You were right about Eagle for Zelda 1. It's Eagle Labyrinth. That's the official name. And all of them are labyrinths. Eagle, Moon Labyrinth, Manji Labyrinth. So that's very weird. Eastern
Yeah, but
Palace.
again, I don't think the games are ever actually the temples are actually ever called that in the game.
I bet,
I was
yeah, it's
trying to
probably in the
remember them.
manual.
Sorry, go on.
Link to the Past. You were thinking about Eastern Palace.
Yeah.
That palace word got you again.
What's
which,
what's
which,
the
by the
temple
way,
from Zelda 2 that has the great theme that everyone knows?
the Great Palace.
Yeah, just the Great Palace. That's it.
Yeah, palace is a word, man. Literally all the Zelda 2 dungeons are called palace, which is very funny.
Yeah.
You didn't get anything from Link's Awakening, but you probably just weren't able to think of it because there were so many others.
Yeah, I
Found
should have
some,
got Face Shrine at least.
yeah. And
Shame
then
on me.
what's it called? I found some other ones. Palace of Winds for Minish Cap, which I found interesting that you missed. So
Yeah,
for
that was the one I was thinking of when I said Sky Dungeon, because I was just like, or Sky Temple, because it was just I could see it.
the Sky Temple from Twilight Princess, the one I was thinking of,
Is that the one
City
with the
in the
dragon?
Sky. Yeah,
Oh,
City in the Sky.
that's a great boss fight.
Such a good dude. That is like top tier. Oh my god, one of my favorites. And then Snow Peak Ruins and Arbiter's Grounds were missing
Oh,
from
Abatus
Twilight.
Grounds is another one.
That might actually be like my favorite dungeon in the series. That dungeon is awesome. That and Hyrule Castle from Twilight Princess. And
Yeah.
also like Link Between Worlds. I'm a little disappointed you didn't think about Turtle Rock. I always think about Turtle Rock just because of the name.
Yeah, Turtle Rock would have killed 2 dungeons, wouldn't it?
The Breath of the Wild one you were missing: Divine Beast, Va Meadow, and Va Rudania.
Yeah, Varmeda is the bird. I think Rudani is the lizard, if I remember right.
Um, yeah, and Tears of the Kingdom's weird here. Lightning Temple was one of the ones you were missing. And then this one's weird. I don't even remember this. Gloom's Lair, which I assume is like the final area. I didn't even know that was considered a separate dungeon.
It's a pretty lame dungeon. Um,
It's barely a dungeon. It's basically an enemy rush.
yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
I'm
I think
disappointed
you
with
did
myself.
fine.
Nah, I should have done better.
It's hard, dude. I mean, like these dungeon names are crazy. Look at this. Would you ever remember Snake's Remains from Oracle of Seasons?
No, but there is one. Is there like a sword and shield dungeon or sword and shield something in that game?
Sword? Nope, there's nothing sword and shield. I don't see. Oh, it's
Oh,
sword and shield maze. My bad.
that's the one. That's the one that was really. I couldn't figure out the name.
Yeah, but no, you did pretty good. Real quick, of Phantom Hourglass, Temple of Courage, Ghost Ship, and Mudos Temples were the ones you were missing there.
Temple of
And
Courage. I should
Spirit
have got that.
Tracks, I think the one you were thinking about for Spirit Tracks was Tower of Spirits.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, I'll,
Ah,
I'll I'll ask you this: what's your favorite dungeon? Like out of all of these that you can
uh,
think of right now?
Stone Tower Temple.
Yeah, that's one for me as well. I love that one.
The music plays a massive part in that because it's like one of my favorite themes in the whole
Dude,
franchise. But even then, like I
the
know the
layout.
approach. Yeah, the approach to it. Like I know people get a bit. Oh, you're just constantly playing the same song, and it's yeah, I don't care. It's still fun. And then when you get there, and then you make it
I
flip
respect that.
over. Ah, so good.
Yeah, the like flipping the entire dungeon on its head, literally, is such a fun idea. Like, and I'm always interested when people say Majora's Mask has bad dungeons. When I'm like, I think all these dungeons, like, this is a crazy take. I think they're all probably better than like Breath of the Wild's dungeons for sure, and maybe even Tears of the Kingdom's dungeons,
Yeah, I
especially
like
outside of Great Bay. Every other one, I actually think I like more.
that. I defend Great Bay. I think it's like a massive improvement over like the Water Temple from Ocarina of Time, and I don't think
Okay,
it's
but like
nearly as.
everything is. Come on.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to speak my truth on the Lakebed Temple from Twilight Princess. That doesn't get enough hate. That is even worse than the Water Temple. That dungeon is awful. I hate that one so much.
Yeah, but Twilight Princess makes up for it with City in the Sky, Arbiter's Grounds, and Hyrule Castle. So,
Yeah,
like,
true.
you have to admit, Twilight Princess has probably, arguably, in my opinion, I think it has the best dungeons outside of Lake Bed. Every other
Uh,
one, I mean, that's a
I
take.
th- I would. I think Skyward Sword might be my favorite game,
I
like
mean, yeah.
entire lineup of dungeons.
Are you so the one you were missing, by the way, from Skyward Sword, the first one, Skyview Temple,
Of
which
course, you even
yeah, I would
return there,
not
which
really
people
feel
hate.
that.
People hate the fact that you have to return to it, but I think it's really interesting because it's like it's the only time in the whole franchise where you actually have to go back in a temple after beating it. But
Yeah, I get that. Earth Temple, Lanairu Mining Facility, Sky Keep. And honestly, this is a dungeon I hate. Fire Sanctuary from Skyward Sword. I fucking hate that dungeon. That
I
dungeon is
like that one.
poor.
I hate the
I don't
the
know what
build
it
up to
is.
it sucks.
Yeah, it's that, and it's also like I think at that point in the game, I was just getting really sick of Elden. So I'm like, oh my god, another fire dungeon. I can't do this right now.
Yeah, but when you do that
Earth,
skydive, that leap of faith right at the end of it to like land in the frog's mouth, oh, it's so cool.
that's cool. That's cool. No, Skyward Sword underrated. That game's great. I think
I've
it has issues, but it's a really good game.
I've been thinking about Skyward Sword so much recently. Like, it is genuinely just one of my favorite games ever made.
More than usual.
I know,
Dude,
which is insane.
try. I think Triforce Heroes might actually be up there for one of the funniest video games of all time. Look at these dungeon names: the Deku Forest, Buzz Blob Cave, Moblin Base, Abyss of Agony.
Oh hell yes.
To Frozen Plateau, Snowball Ravine, Sealed Gateway, the Ladies' Lair. This is the funniest video game, dude. We need to play through Triforce Heroes together, just a full playthrough.
Well, we can't because they got rid of the fucking service, so we'd have to.
Not in person, man. Come on,
Oh, okay, I'm
come
on my
over.
way.
That's enough Zelda talk. Shout out to that. Love that franchise. I'll ask you this, Jack. You think we're gonna see anything Zelda soon? You have to imagine next year's the 40th anniversary. They do something. Maybe. Dare I say the name Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD? But I'll just say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Bench was like certain that we would see a tease of the next Zelda game at the direct that's just gone, and I am very happy that we didn't because I'm kind of I don't need to go an entire generation waiting for a game that I already know is going to come. And I know it's tradition for Zelda games to get revealed stupidly early and then we wait forever, but I don't know. I'm not expecting the next mainline game until 2030. So yeah, we've got plenty
That'd
of
be very funny.
spin-offs to last us until then. I'm excited for Hyrule Warriors. Like you say, next year we'll probably have something, maybe the ports. God, I hope the ports. After talking about Twilight Princess today, yeah, I really hope
Dude,
we
I
get the
want to
port.
replay it so badly, man. I haven't played it since like I genuinely think it's been a decade since I played that game. And I'm like, I'll hold out for the ports. I'll hold out for the ports. I've been holding, man, and I need to play this fucking game. I love Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Zelda. Hopefully we see something of that franchise soon. 40th anniversary coming up soon, baby. 40 years. That's crazy to think about, man. Let's
Yeah,
talk
I
about
wish
what
I
we've
could
been
say I
playing.
remember it little.
I was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, what we've been playing. I'll let you go first, Jack. You got a couple games under your belt. How you feeling?
Yeah, so I played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I really, 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 really liked it. Pretty much everything Bob said on the last episode, I echo.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's fun to play. The level design's great. The bosses are great. The music's fantastic. It is exactly what I wanted the game to be. It is hard, but of course it's hard. It's Ninja Gaiden.
It's
It
Ninja
would have been
Gaiden.
kind of
That's the whole franchise.
yeah, it would have felt weird if it wasn't. Um, I I was really impressed with it. The pixel art looks fantastic. Um, I yeah, I'm very interested in checking out the Blasphemous games now, just because of how the game keeps getting cooked with this one. So I'm hoping to do that eventually when games slow down. Um,
Yeah, one day.
but but it's fantastic. And like I genuinely, if it's of any interest to anyone, like they should play it. It just is that good. Um,
Yeah, I really want to play it. Been looking at that and Shinobi longingly, like, damn, these both look so sick.
yeah, I have Shinobi. I'm just like waiting until I have the time to play it. But I'm kind of glad that I'm giving it a bit more space for Ninja Gaiden to breathe, because I feel like all the reviewers were playing them both at the same time, and then obviously everyone played one and then immediately played the other, and I'm like, I just want to let Ninja Gaiden sit for a little bit before it completely gets overshadowed.
Yeah,
Um, as for the other game, I played Shantae Advance: A Risky Revolution. Um,
yeah.
this
This was a limited run. Re-released it recently.
Yes, limited run released the Game Boy Advance version, which I think has been shipped to people. I don't really
Yeah,
know with that company. I think
that's a very weird company.
I think people got their Game Boy Advance versions earlier this year. They don't ship to Europe, so I didn't buy one, but I did get the. I did play it on Switch recently. Um, Played it on the classic mode, so it's the closest I could get to the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah.
Um, it feels like a Game Boy Advance game, and it definitely feels like a sequel to the Game Boy Color game, for better and worse. It's
Does it just feel dated? Like, oh, the map is pretty rough. Like Metroidvanias have done more since then. Yada yada yada.
it. There just isn't much really to it. Like the dungeons are fun, but the level design outside of them, I'm not a massive fan of. Um, the loop is pretty repetitive. The abilities are fine. They made the animal transformations. They did the best they absolutely could with them. Like I was very impressed. It was very similar to Half Genie Hero, where you just press a button and then immediately transform. Which, thank God, because if it had been like the Game Boy Color game, it would have killed me. Um,
Yeah.
but I was a bit underwhelmed with it. Maybe it's just because
Mhm.
it's been like 5 years since the last game, and this doesn't feel like an evolution. It just feels like going backwards. Um,
That's fair.
it's obviously they're marketing it as the Game Boy Advance game that they made originally and just never released. I don't know if I entirely ever bought that, because it feels like they've made it now as if they made it then, but because otherwise it feels like they would have
It
re-released it
it
before now.
was
But
it was a game that was definitely talked about back in, like, it was in a Nintendo Power issue. Like it was a game that was worked on pretty extensively. They just never finished it.
oh yeah, 100%. But you feel like in the 20 years since then they would have reused the ideas in all the other Shantae games we've had. So,
That's fair. Yeah,
but
maybe it was earlier than we thought.
yeah, and like this feels very similar to Risky's Revenge, the DSiWare game. Um,
Oh yeah,
but
I needed to play that.
yeah, but this is more substantial than that, because that was like a 2 hour long game with I think 3 dungeons, whereas this is there's definitely more to this. But
Hmm.
like I said, it does just feel like a bit of a step back, and if you judge it as a Game Boy Advance game, it's pretty good. If you judge it as the next Shantae game, yeah, kind of underwhelming. The writing's still
Fair.
fantastic though, which it kind of has been pretty much in every game since Pirates Curse. So,
Oh yeah.
but
It-
yeah, it. Sorry, go on.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if someone's wanting to play a Shantae game, I'd still massively recommend Pirates Curse over
Yep, right there with
this
you,
one. That God, that's such a good game, man.
dude. It's Shantae as a series. I think is criminally underrated. I love those games. I think they're very solid Metroidvanias. And I just love that character. I think that character and those designs are so strong. Um, And I love the vibes. I love the pirates theme, the Arabian Nights aesthetic. It's very cool. Pirates Curse is awesome, and Half Genie Hero is also a banger. Absolutely gorgeous art style. I didn't check out Seven Sirens. I don't. That was like an Apple Arcade joint, and then it eventually came to console. I don't know if you checked that one out.
I
You have to
did,
imagine.
yes.
Oh, is that one any good?
Yeah, it went more into the more back to Metroidvania because Half Genie Hero is more levels than Metroidvania
Yeah.
stuff. So Seven Sirens sort of like corrected on that, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it more than Half Genie Hero, but maybe not as much as Pirate's Curse.
Yeah, Pirates Curse is definitely still the peak of the series, but damn, Half Genie Hero, like I love that art style so much.
Yeah,
I would like to go back and check out Seven Sirens eventually because I do really like that. I have a soft spot for that franchise. One of the first Metroidvanias I played. I love that character. I love that world. I just want more Shantae stuff, so I'm glad that they're doing cool stuff like this. It's like, hey, we're bringing back this old GBA game, and you'd have to imagine the next Shantae game is under development right now. Way Forward's a very weird company. It feels like they are always having like 1,000 projects at once, and I don't know how they're able to do it. There's mainly because I think a lot of their projects are basically pay the bills games, like that Bakugan game, where it's like we just kind of have to pay the bills, so we'll just make it this Bakugan game so that we could actually fund the stuff we really care about.
yeah. Oh,
I've
I
been
will say one.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I will just say one other thing about the game. It doesn't have a map, and my God, this game needs a
Oh
map.
god.
It is so tough to find stuff, and like if you take a day between playing sessions, you will lose everything. It, my God, if they are going to update this game, please just add that. It's
Yeah.
just even
So
like a
much.
really basic one, just so you know where you're going.
Yeah, I hate when games like that don't have a map because I'm like I don't know where everything is anymore.
Yeah, it's not great.
I have been playing Hollow Knight Silksong literally all week. Finished it last night, late at night, like at 2:30 a.m. Which last time I beat a game that late is quite a while ago. So it's a nice vibe beating a game ridiculously late at night. But yeah, I finished it. I absolutely adore this game. I think it is a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10 game. One of my favorite games of the year, pretty handily, without much even debate about it. I don't know if it is my GOTY. I don't know if it's either this or Donkey Kong Bonanza still, but man, is it close. I think this is a evolution upon the Metroidvania genre that Hollow Knight was already an evolution of, and just refined to the absolute perfection while adding so much to it. The combat is so massively improved. Everything is snappier, quicker. It feels immaculate. It is an extremely punishing as hard as nails games, but it never feels unfair because the combat and the controls are so immaculately tuned to the point where I understand most, if not all, my mistakes are all on me. I think the boss fights are spectacular for the most part. Quote unquote, for the most part, there are a couple really, really bad stinkers. One in particular has a horrible run back, to which that goes into my major criticism of the game. Which I was thinking about this of like, oh, does that drop my point or my score down? And then I thought it's like, I'm of the mind that a game is greater than the sum of its parts. And it's like, yes, the runbacks in this game are horrific. They remind me of Dark Souls 1 level runbacks where you have to go through the whole area sometimes just to reattempt a boss fight. It's not enough to outright ruin the game for me at all. It still leads me to having an absolute blast. I absolutely love what this game is doing. I think that Team Cherry is so talented at what they're doing. The soundtrack, again, is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Uh, I also really think that they improved upon the visual style that Hollow Knight already performed spectacularly. Absolute masterpiece. Cannot recommend this game enough. You already know that it's a masterpiece. Everyone's talking about it. I think this is going to be in the Game of the Year conversations pretty handily. I think Team Cherry 100% deserves to win Game of the Year for this. This is an all timer. God bless them. Shouts Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah, it
Uh,
seems cool.
Sorry, go
No, I was
ahead.
just gonna say like, I still really want to play Hollow Knight, but it's just such a long game, though.
It's not as long as you would think if you don't go for 100%. If you don't go for
Yeah,
100%, it's like 15, 20 hours.
but I'm weak.
I know. I'm the same. I got 100% it. I think it's worth playing, Jack. I know you like your Metroidvanias every now and then. It is the top of its genre.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
The famous word, I'll get to it.
Yep. After Shadow Labyrinth, while everyone's playing Silksong,
No,
I'm
stop.
still here.
No, just drop it. Just drop it, please. I beg you. You don't like the game.
I really don't.
Just stop playing it. I'm begging you. You know how I felt after 2 hours of Rebirth? I'm like, I don't like this game, so I dropped it. I'm joking, everyone. Don't worry. Before bench kills me. Jack, I got some breaking news for you.
I've just seen. Yeah.
Yep. Shinobi brought this up. Microsoft, in the news again, is raising prices on Xbox consoles yet again in the US due to, quote, changes in the macroeconomic environment. Series S from $379 to $399. Series X from $599 to $649. Series X Digital Edition $549 to $599. Then the 2 TB Series X from $729 to $799, which is literally more expensive than a PS5 Pro. I don't fucking understand this at all. This is insane. Why in God's green earth truly would you buy an Xbox? Just why? There's no reason. Why are they raising the prices? You're not going to sell any more consoles like this. I understand that the tariffs are very bad. They've been bad for a while. Why do you need to raise the prices yet again to try to make back money when nobody's buying them for this price? Nobody's buying a Series S for $399 and they could buy a PS5 digital for $400. I actually don't know if that's the price still. Don't quote me on that. But just a little bit more and you could buy a PS5. And it's just as strong as the other consoles. The Series S going up is psychotic to me because I thought that was your way into people's houses for a cheap price and they can get all the games for hindered performance. Now it's the same price as the PS5 Digital Edition was when that came out. And that was not a console that was severely impaired to be able to sell for a cheap price. I don't get this decision at all. But lately I haven't gotten any of Xbox's decisions. So God bless them. I don't know why they're doing this, but it seems like they just want to raise prices yet again for some hope of trying to get some profit out of these things.
This is funny. I just can't help but laugh at them. It's like, just, man, what? Why would anybody buy an Xbox?
I just don't know. I just don't know, man. It's actually kind of insane.
Well, I'll be curious to see if this spills over and we get another price increase as well. We usually do, so we'll see.
Do you think PlayStation will go for another? No, I said that. No, never mind. They're not going to go for another price increase. Why the fuck would they do that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They might get squeezed one more in before GTA comes out, but yeah, I don't know.
Remember when the GameCube was $50?
That was great.
Back in my day. Remember when they sold the Wii Family Edition for $100? Remember when the PS4 would price drop to like $200?
Remember
Kind
when
of
you could
insane.
buy an Atari Jaguar for cheap? That was a great days. I miss it.
You weren't there for the Jaguar. You weren't there like I was. I'm not.
We were
I
in the
wasn't there
trenches.
either. I don't know, man. This is. I just don't really have faith in the Xbox to really do anything right at this point. But now it's like, God, you can't even sell consoles. Like it's getting ridiculous at this point. But
Yeah,
hey,
well,
if they
everyone will
really believe,
forget about this next week when they announce some Japanese ports that should have been there at launch, but no one has faith in the platform.
hey man, it's okay. We're gonna get some third-party games from them. Yeah, shout out to Xbox. I'm gonna be the best platformer on PlayStation this year.
Hmm.
Well, I am enough hating on Xbox. We do that every week, but we'll see you next week to hate even more. I don't get it, but hey, whatever. Jack, thank you for joining me. Thank you for having a ton of fun with that Zelda Sporkle quiz. I always enjoy those quizzes, and I think all things considered, I think you did better than I would have. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm very ashamed of myself. I'm gonna go do a load of Zelda Sporkle quizzes to cheer myself up and pretend that I'm a real fan again.
Hey Wolf, look, I can name all the games, bitch. It's like, okay, there we go.
That's easy. There's only 20 of mainline and a few
Look,
spin-offs.
here's the thing. I'll give you this. When Jat was on the show doing some quizzes, let me tell you, he disappointed me when he couldn't name the Mario 64 levels. He was only
Hey,
able to remember Bob on Battlefield, and then from there it was like, oh, dire something. It's like, what? Jat,
he named
please.
all the Ace Attorney games though.
Yeah, no, I gotta give him that. So I want to try one of those quizzes on the air one of these days. I don't know what it'd have to be a surprise though. So who knows? We'll
Mm.
see. Next week's gonna be a big week though, Jack. So hopefully we get a big squad then, and we get a lot of conversations going because I assume that will be a very long episode. But anyways, thank you all for joining us. Had a ton of fun. Join us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every other podcast platform. We're going to be on there at A Slice of Gaming. Also, A Slice of Gaming on Twitter and Blue Sky. And like, review, all that type of good stuff. Really helps us out a ton. Thank you all for joining us. Say goodnight.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Play Zelda. God, how do I get rid of Craig? There you go. Moon, cut this out.